Hi guys, Todd here. Rightio, today we have this. The Aqua by Footon Uvo systems, unidentified vaping object. Now, I got this second hand, from Amar, from P-Vapor. I was just blithering away to him, and he said he had one. I said I'd buy it from him, and he sent it over. So thank you. Now, I never bothered with this because initially when it first came out, because well, I don't know why actually. I just never really bothered with it. And then I saw a review. I forget the guy's name now. Is it Martin? He did a part 1 and a part 2. What I'll do is I'll link 2 videos. I'll actually put the links to his videos in my description, or if I remember I'll put a couple of links up here. But he did an opening and initial thoughts, and then he did a rebuild tutorial which I watched, and it was pretty handy. It's good videos. Sorry I can't remember your name, mate, but I'll give credit where it's due, and I'll put the links in my description. So anyway, I watched that and I thought, do you know, I do fancy trying this out. So it's arrived, and I've built it a few times and been vaping away with it, and I think I'm now in a position to give an opinion on it. Now, remember, this is second hand, the one I've got. I mean, it did come boxed, you know, and I've got all the bits and bobs for it here. Now, pink-mule, actually, as I record this, do have this in stock just now. And I'll put pink-mule's address up here. It's £136 and 5 pence, I do believe. Now, this is made out of surgical grade stainless steel, 316. And everything else I'll show you in the close-ups. Now, I mean, it's a silica wick, or you can use whatever you want basically, but really it's set up for dual coil silica wicks. I've been using 3mm silica wick, and been running it in dual coil. I'm currently vaping Mrs. Lord's Kendall mint cake in it, which is absolutely stunning. And I've got it kicked just now at about 12 watts, and it's sitting on a Cultura. Is it Cultura? Cultura V2. So that's kicked just now. So we'll have a little vape. Make sure that this is unlocked. There we go. Nom 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 nom. Now, I've read a lot about this, excuse me, on Focus Dance. There we go. I've read a lot about this on forums and things like that, and people having problems. I have to be honest, I'm being very, very lucky with this. The builds that I've put in it have been pretty much the same every time, and I have not suffered from dry hits at all. No flooding issues, no leaking issues, nothing that I've read about. So I can only go on my own experience. But you know, I've read of some people that they don't think the airflow is big enough, and it's leaked, or they've had issues with it. Nothing, absolutely nothing. It holds 2ml of juice, going by the sales description. Somebody posted on Facebook the other night saying that you could actually get near 3ml in it, depending if you filled it a different way. So I'll try that. I haven't tried that yet, but we'll see how it goes. I think that's about it. We'll just get into it. I'll tell you now, it's a 21mm device, 21mm. It'll look absolutely stunning on the Origin, which is also by Uvo Footon. and it does actually come, I mean it's a 510 connection on it, but it has a hybrid. You can unscrew the base and you can have a hybrid fitment and it'll screw straight onto an origin mod and give you a hybrid look. But I think that's enough. We shall go in for some close-ups. Now this is everything that came in the box that I got. Please remember this is second hand, so there may be some scratches and stuff in this. It has been well used and well cared for. You do get a baggie full of replacement O-rings and such like, so that all comes with it. And I'll just put that to one side just now and we'll concentrate on the actual device. Right, I'll quickly throw this together. Now, starting off with the actual, well, you can call it the ATI itself if you like. So you see here you've got two air holes here, and that air comes out of these holes here. So you're going to have a coil and wick on here and a coil and wick on this side as well. On top of that you will have a little funnel like so. You're going to have a wick on either side here. You're going to have 4 wicks soaking up the juice in these channels, and this funnel will sit on top of them, and this acts as a juice flow control as well, so you can open and close this when you're actually everything's together and you're vaping away. Underneath here, right now this is probably how it would run in hybrid mode, and right now it's got this pin on it just now. This is an adjustable 510 pin. I did notice that then in the bag of goodies there's another pin there. I suspect that might be for when you want to use it in hybrid mode. So this goes on like so, and so your juice will be getting soaked up there. You then have this that will fit on. Now this is, not only is this your tank, excuse me while I try and screw this on, there we go, this isn't only a tank, this is your airflow control as well, so you can close your airflow off like so, and you just adjust it by unscrewing to give yourself more airflow. I'm going to put the 510 cap on just now. This is for because I'm not using this in hybrid mode. So I'll just screw this on just now. There we go. So you got that brass connection there. And you then have your top cap. Which goes on like that. You've got Aqua on there. You have a serial number on the back as well. I believe you get 2 drip tips with it, but I got one with this, and it just pops on like so. So I can spin this, and I'm actually opening the juice flow control by spinning that. So you've got that adjustment there, and you've also got the adjustment for the airflow control here as well. There's a fair bit going on with it. It's quite a clever design. It's not something we haven't seen before, but it's quite a nicely designed device. Okay, right, I think what we shall do now is take this to bits and we'll put a build in here. Right, the weapons of choice today. I've just got some 0.2 Canthal, 2 lengths of that, and a couple of lengths of 3mm silica wick. So let's build up one coil. I'm just going to double this over like so. Probably it's too long there, you know, because ultimately at the end of the day it only has to travel, you know, from the bottom of the well there across and down to the other bottom of the well, so it's probably a bit long, but I prefer to work with more rather than less. Because this is going to, I mean this is 6mm in diameter now because of the 2, I'm only going to need, I'm not going to need many turns of this 0.2 Canthal here, so I'm just going to pop 4 wraps round. So there we go, there's 4 wraps, 0.2 cantle. So I'll go and build the other one now. There we go, all ready to go. Now, just got thumb screws heads on this. I'll just slacken them off like so, and in my usual haphazard manner I'm just going to offer these up and loop that wire round the back there and loop it round again, and now I'll go and do the same with the other one. Now I'm a ham-fisted sod, so if I can do this, anybody can do this. So that's one. Yeah, it looks terrible, it's messy as hell right now, don't worry about it. And then I'll do the same on the other side. Just that looped round, and we'll grab the other one, which is here. I'll loop that round as well. And I'm just going to tighten these heads down. Hopefully I should be able to do it with my fingers. You could always get a pair of, if you want, you know, get your wee pliers and just give it a tweak down. So there we go, we've got wires sticking out all over the place here, and everything's looking, well, it's looking like a dog's dinner, let's face it. And unfortunately that's how most of my builds start off, like absolute dog's dinner. It's the finished product that counts, and if it vapes. Right, so I've got that, so I'm just going to tidy this up, and all I'm doing is pulling those coils up. So I've pulled them up, and now I'm just going to try spacing these wires out a little bit, the coils out, make sure everything's neat and tidy, equal spacing and all that kind of stuff. So that is looking quite presentable. I think I'm going to have to check the resistance on this. I think this might be too low for me. No, I'm fine. That's 1.3 ohm. The reason I'm getting that resistance is because, you know, like I said, it's 6mm in diameter in total, you know, for this, so that's going to increase the resistance. So I'm going to snip the top of the wicks here. So I'll just pop this in here just now and snip that. This one I want to snip. Right, so here we go, here we are now. We have 4 tails sticking out here. So I should really put this on a mod and just have a little test. What I'll do is I'm just going to snip some of this off just to take the excess off just now. Here we go, put a little dab of juice on. Now the way I did this, it's kind of like the Diver, the Sophia and whatnot. Rather than fighting trying to get these guys to line up in the wick channels, I've just been finding that I can just kind of loosely put them in position, and then when I screw the cap on top, it actually almost like locates it for me. Bobbing them round. And last one up. So there we go. Get my cap, slide that over, screw that bad boy down, and then I'm just going to start tidying her up. Now I'll have to be honest here, you'll see that, excuse me, clean this off a sec. I've actually got the wick coming out the bottom channels here. I have read that some people say that you should only take the wick down as far as the first ledge, and the wick shouldn't be coming out, well, where you can see it on mine. I've ran it like this and I'm not having any problems, so if you do suffer from wicking issues, then rather than having, you know, the wick coming down to this bottom hole, you know, just have it coming down as far as here. So that's that. That's me. I'll tighten this down just now. Make sure it turns okay. Just make sure I get any loose bits of wick off. And then I'll take my tank. Screw it down. Screw it all the way down. You've got to block that airflow off. Now I'm going to fill it up and put the juice in this way. You know, I'm just going to hold it, can't do it just now, but I'll just fill it up to just below the threads in here. And I think I'm going to go for some Seville marmalade. And God knows what this is going to be like, but I'll give it a go. Now, once you've got your juice in and you put your top cap on, don't screw it all the way down just yet. No, wait until the thread's caught and then turn it upside down. Turn it upside down and tighten it up there. That way you're making sure you're not forcing any juice into the wick chamber. And we'll just stick drip tip back on. Give this a wipe. And that's us, we're good to go. Right, let's go and have a vape. So that's us. There we go. Now I've put a Zaris drip tip on there. I forget the name of this one, but and I'm going to sneeze, but it's got this excuse me. It's got the same holes in the bottom of it as the same as the top cap in the Aqua. It's very similar styling, so I'm quite chuffed with that. I think it looks really nice. Anyway, first things first. Juice flow control. I'm just backing it off 3 turns, and then I'm going to spin. You're almost spinning the tank and open up that airflow. Just opened it up a tiny little bit there. That juice is stunning. That's Seville Orange by Mrs. Lord. Ah, that's beautiful. Right. Now, with the tank fully closed, no airflow, just going to move it a fraction here. That's me got airflow straight away. And that's one of the things that kind of, it seems to be when you open the tank just a little bit, you're getting a fair chunk of airflow for just one spin. Getting a good dose of it, and it doesn't seem to matter. From that point on, the airflow is just the same, and that's one of my criticisms about this is, even though it has adjustable airflow, you kind of like crack it a tiny little bit and you get a tightish draw, but every tiny little degree after that you're getting everything. It's like there's very little control over the airflow, even though you would think there would be because of the way it's been designed. So I've actually just been giving it like 3 or 4 turns and I've got the maximum airflow. And I'm flooding it now, so I'm going to shut off the juice flow. Must have opened it up too much there. I can see why people have been drilling this out to get more air into it. I understand why now. Especially if you want big clouds, you know, you would want to open up those holes a wee bit. It feels like say a 1.4 or 1.5 draw with it, you know, the airflow fully open. I quite like it, I must admit. It's just enough for me personally. And I can close it down so that it's just a tiny little bit less airy. But, I mean, you really do screw it right down and just back it off like a 90-degree turn. Now, that's a 1.3 ohm build, dual coil. You saw yourself, I mean, that I literally threw that together. It was a pretty haphazard build. And it's working great, and that's the thing I like about this. I'm going to try dual microcoils and cotton and stuff like that. I haven't tried it yet because I'm having that much success with just a standard silica build. I thought from what I'd read that this was going to be a pig. I am loving it. I'm really enjoying vaping with this. The juices I've been vaping, I mean, I've been vaping like Kendall Mint Cake and now the Seville Orange from Mrs. Lord, and I've also been using my Goose Juice from Quackster, and they've all come through loud and proud. The flavours, I really like the flavour in this. It's totally different to what I thought it was going to be. I didn't think I was going to be that impressed. I'm enjoying this. I never vape at this wattage. It's 15 watts. But this is just handling it no bother at all. Oh, that's nice. Just goes to show that you can be really wrong sometimes. I like the way this is built. I like the look of it. I wish I still had my Origin. I'm going to have to go and get one now. So I can use it in hybrid mode. Juice control works great, no problems there. Just don't do what I do and open it up too much and flood it straight away. The airflow is a bit... I would like it to be, if it had been a bit more control over it. It just seems to be open a little bit and then it just goes open. You know, it's... But other than that, and I found it exceptionally easy to build. I did think it was going to be an utter pig to build, but I've been finding it really easy. Just remember, dual coil, you're halving the resistance. You know, two 2 ohm coils does not make a 4 ohm coil resistance. Two 2 ohms will give you a 1 ohm resistance. Bear that in mind. It's a thumbs up from me. Yeah, definitely a thumbs up. I'm glad I bought this. I really am, and I mean, I got a great deal in it. But if I'd been given a shot at this, personally, I would go and buy one. Now knowing that it's that good. Watch other reviews. Read all the write-ups and whatnot and see what other people are saying. I know some folk have been having issues with leaking. From what I've read, I've not had any issues at all. Some folk have been drilling the air holes out because they feel they're not getting enough air, it's not airy enough. For me, it's bang on. It just goes to, feels like a 1.5 mil air draw, like on a standard Jenny. That's fine. And the flavour and vapour production is 10 out of 10. That's it from me. Guys, as always, thank you for watching. Hope you found this useful, and as always, we shall catch you soon. Cheers now, bye.